In sports, there's always one game a season, 2 games a year, where you have no clue, you have no business being in a game, yet somehow you find a way to win said game. And that was this one tonight for the Leafs at MSG. Beating the New York Rangers 3-2 in regulation. And a lot of people, I just wouldn't understand. If I just looked at the stat line, I'd be like, how the hell did they win this game? Well, I got one name for you, and it's Anthony Stolarz. Stoley has been unbelievable for this team all year long. Going into play today, 223 goals against, a 926 save percentage. You want to go to the league-leading stats? Let's do it because it's fun to look at. Where are we in save percentage? Let's go to that. He is tied with Connor Hellebuyck going into play today in save percentage. Now, probably a lot less games. Stolarz today only his 21st game where Connor Hellebuyck's played 45. So it's very different stuff. But the numbers are incredible. Goals against average going into play, he's 5th amongst qualified goaltenders. And he went out there tonight where the Toronto Maple Leafs got outshot, get this, 35-17. Yet he hung on, made some huge saves, and allowed this team to win 3-2. I don't get it, but he has been unbelievable for this team, and it continued again tonight at Madison Square Garden. Let's break this thing down, shall we? First period, Leafs get a power play almost right away. First unit doesn't do squat. Second unit goes out there, well, they get some puck movement, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. We've heard a lot about OEL, right? In years past, the point guy, because you look at his career numbers, where are we? Obviously, it's been kind of dormant for a few years now, but you go back to his time in Arizona where he had 44 points, 42 points, back-to-back 14-goal seasons, had back-to-back 20-goal years in his younger years. And you're thinking, man, I just don't understand why. Well, he shot this puck and it beat Igor Shesterkin clean, hits the post and in, came out so fast I didn't even know it went in. On the power play, nice one-timer. Domi and Riley with assists in the goal at $1.47, but something to keep an eye on. His numbers dropped off. He did not play a lot in that third period, and you want me to prove that? Well, Philip Myers tonight, right? Who, let's be honest, is probably the weakest. Him and Connor Timmins, probably the weakest guys out there for the Leafs in general. Myers played 18-28 today. OEL played 16-21. Might tell you something. And I don't think he played much, if at all, down the stretch. We're already out with Chris Tanev. It was very evident tonight. It was very evident in the Boston game. You cannot afford to lose OEL. Now, if he's hurt, hey, I'd rather you not run him through the ground for a regular season game. I really would. But we'll see what happens. Something to keep an eye on moving forward. Late in the period, Leafs get hemmed in. Mika Zibanejad, great deflection in tight. I think it was Borgen, kind of the slap pass to the back post where Zibanejad went behind the net and was kind of left alone at I wouldn't say at the post. It was more about the bottom of the circle. And he redirects this thing off the ice, and it goes bar down. It's just a gorgeous tip from Zibanejad. No chance for Stolarz. Just over 7 minutes to play, or under 7 minutes to play in the first period. They tied at 1. That's how the first period ends. And the Leafs somehow were outshot 14-4 in the first period. They didn't play great. Second period, 50 seconds in. Horrible change from the Rangers. Leafs try and capitalize. Nylander with a weird little tuck. He kind of loses the puck, but gets it in behind the net a little bit. And he tries to bank it off of the goaltender. And literally, Shesterkin kind of put it in himself. But you know what? Who cares? They initially called it Tavares' goal with review and all that. Nylander's goal, unassisted, 51 seconds into the period. Somehow the Leafs regain the lead. And that is how the second period ends. It's 2-1 Leafs after 40 minutes of play. Shots were 9-7 in favor of the Rangers after 40 minutes. And you go into the third. Again, down in shots by a ton. What is it, 23-11, I believe it is at this point? It's been not been good. And then in the third period, Leafs get a power play early on. And you're thinking, okay, can we get a 2-goal lead? Kind of just not stress out like crazy. Well, Nick Robertson turns the puck over at the offensive blue line. They come down on a 2-on-1. It would have been a 2-on-2, but Robertson falls, and OEL, who was playing there early in the third period, goes right at Mika Zibanejad, and I didn't like how he did it so early on in the play, because if you really look at it, you want it to be indecisive. You want to take away that pass all the way. So if he does pass it at some point, it's so late that Cooley can't get a handle on it. But he went at him early. Zibanejad passed it over to Cooley because Robertson already fell, so he's already back in the play. Cooley goes to the back end, beats Stolarz because he had time to do so. And they allowed a short-handed goal to tie the game with under 4 minutes into the period. Like, just an awful scene by the Leafs. You have a chance to bury this game, get up 2 goals, be up 3-1. Instead, you allow a shorty on a horrible turnover and some not great defensive play. And now it's tied. However, it doesn't take long. Less than 3 minutes after that, Leafs win a battle behind the net. Matthews strips the puck. Well, I guess Marner had a piece of it. He had a secondary assist there. But regardless, Matthews wins the puck along the boards, gets it in front of Matthew Knies, who's crashing in that. He buries it past Shesterkin. And the Leafs somehow have regained this freaking lead. It's 3-2. Knies is 22nd of the year. Matthews and Marner with assists at 621. And now it's just hang on for dear lifetime. Oh, let me go back, actually. Right after the Cooley goal, Leafs still felt shorthanded. On the power play, Shesterkin fires a pass up the ice to Vincent Trocheck, who rings one off the crossbar. On the same power play! You almost give up 2 shorthanded goals in the same PP. At that point, you would have been trailing. Like, you got kind of lucky there. Regardless, somehow, you got a 3-2 lead, and you're hanging on, and Stolarz is making big saves. And somehow, some way, you get the victory. You get outshot 12-6 in the third period, 35-17 for the game, but your goaltender stands on his head. And a couple big block shots there, 6-on-5 from Austin Matthews. That cannot go unnoticed. And somehow you win the hockey game. Face-off dot, you got slaughtered, 62%, 38-23 for the game. Special teams, sure you were 1 for 4, but you gave up a shorty. They had 3 power plays. They didn't do much on them. I thought the Leafs did a pretty good job killing those off. Hits were dead even. And Anthony Stolarz, so the player stats. I mean, 2 goals, 35 shots, a 943 save. The reason the Leafs won. Is hands down the reason the Leafs won this game. Nylander, goal and a +1. OEL with goal and a -1. Knies, goal, -1. Marner, Matthews, and Riley all had assists in the hockey game today. Also, like I said, cannot go unnoticed. Marner and Matthews. I thought this was Matthews' best game since coming back from 4 Nations. He had 3 block shots, and I believe 2 of them were in the dying minutes there with the net empty. So you got to give him credit for that. What else? We got anything else? Riley and Domi also had assists in the game as well. So there you go. Positives, I guess. You win. You've won 4 in a row. I mean, if this is Craig Berube hockey, I won't be able to handle it in the playoffs. But who cares? You won 4 in a row. You're 37-20. You regained first place in the Atlantic Division with Tampa Bay. Well, Tampa Bay, they're coming up pretty hot. But with Tampa Bay and Florida idle today, the Leafs did their job, picking up the 2 points, getting 76 now points, where the Panthers have 65. Leafs still have a game in hand. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, and that is win hockey games. Speaking of winning hockey games, you need to do the next one. Sunday afternoon. Yeah, no hockey night in Canada for the Leafs tomorrow night. They're in Pittsburgh against the Penguins at 1 p.m. Expect Joe Woll to get that start. Because it's a 1 o'clock game after a night game today with travel. Expect Woll to get that start. It's not a full full day off. Well, it is a full day off, but then you play in the afternoon. So I'm guessing Woll's going to get that start in Pittsburgh. Find a way to get the victory. Win your 5th in a row. That's all I got to say. You have one of the lighter schedules down the road, or down the rest of the season. You beat a Rangers team who, yes, on paper, right, going into play today, they had won 2 in a row, but they were 5-5 in their last 10. It doesn't matter. Look at their last, 20 games or so. I think they flashed a stat on the broadcast today since January 6th. They're 13-6. They've been much, much better since the calendar flipped to 2025. And you saw that tonight. The Rangers played a really good hockey game, just Stolarz. That's just the story of the game. So, got to give them credit for that. Pittsburgh, there's no playing well, okay? They're awful. Period. Find a way, get 2 points. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the result to today's game and Anthony Stolarz, hit the like button to appreciate it. The subscribe button, you guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game. for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and of course TikTok is down below, so follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jays Edition Sunday, recapping this past week's games. Raptors Edition very shortly, as they're probably going to win. This might be the first video I ever make on my channel that I'm actually not going to be pleased with the victory, because I need to talk about it. And as for the Leafs, they're back in action Sunday afternoon, as I mentioned, in Pittsburgh against the Penguins as the road trip continues. 1 p.m. puck drop there. Where the hell do they play now? I mean, God, they changed the names of these arenas so much. PPG? Yeah, PPG. PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on Sunday afternoon. Looking to find a way to get your 5th straight victory. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the victory tonight. Talk to you guys then.